Hi, this is Krishna Vedula, Professor and former Dean of Engineering at the University of Massachusetts Lowell. I just want to take a few minutes of your time telling you about the Indo Universal Collaboration for Engineering Education. India has the vision to become the human resource capital of the world, and several new initiatives have been launched with investments of billions of dollars in the past year or two. One major area of concern, in spite of the fact that there are 4,000 engineering colleges in India, is that there is a mismatch between the aspirations of the engineering graduates and their employability. This is largely a result of the weak connection between industry and academia, and as a result you have just theoretical university syllabus with no industry applications, with very few industry applications. And so there is a need for an ecosystem for transforming engineering education. Perhaps these can be the four pillars for this transformation: teaching and learning innovations, outcome-based education, building partnerships with industry and academia, and entrepreneurship education. What this needs is an ecosystem for engineering education. And what I mean by an ecosystem is that if you have a small plant and you want it to grow big and bear fruits and flowers, you need some rain, some sunshine, soil, fertilizer, and some good caring hands to take care of it. Similarly, you need an ecosystem for engineering education, which involves a network of experts from all over the world. You need some conferences, you need some partnerships with industry, you need certifications, you need courses, workshops, virtual communities, some place to publish, such as a journal, and you need some good governance and leadership awareness. So with this in mind, in 2008, IUCEE, at that time Indo-US Collaboration for Engineering Education, which is now called the Indo Universal Collaboration for Engineering Education, IUCEE was formed in 2008 by a few academic experts from the United States, a few academic experts from India, and some multinational corporations who were concerned about this problem. Our friends Desh Deshpande, Sanjay Deshpande, Narayan Murthy, Achan Malhotra provided some initial funding, and then Chris Gopalakrishnan, the CEO of Infosys at that time, provided some support as well. And so the process was, the program was started with private support. Now, of course, we have a consortium of about 75 engineering institutions in India that keeps the organization financially sustainable. So what did we do? We have about 300 experts from around the world who participate in various ways, and here's a snapshot of a few of them that are more active. The consortium of institutions, which was started in 2010, which had 30 members at the time, now has 75 members, and we provide some special benefits to them in exchange for annual fees that they provide to keep us sustained. We have a small staff of 3 people in India who keep the activity going, and I take care of things from the United States side along with the help of several US experts. Here are some instances of the types of things that we try to provide to the consortium colleges. Some of the consortium institutions, some examples of them are given in here. We have, and you can see that they're from all over India, although a little more emphasis is on the southern part because of the interest that they have shown. Initial programs were faculty leadership institutes in 2008 and 2009. When we had funding from private sources, we were able to bring experts from the United States to Mysore on the Infosys campus, which they provided the hosting for these workshops. Several subjects, core subjects, effective teaching, technology tools, etc., were covered by about 23 experts in their workshops in 2008, another 23 experts in 2009. So we had almost 1,000 faculty from around the country participate in these these workshops, and since then we've conducted more such workshops, and so we have over 200 workshops covered in the last several years. Of course, these cost money, and therefore, initially when we had substantial money to cover the expenses, we were able to run more workshops. In 2009, Narayan Murthy said, if these colleges are benefiting from what you're doing, IUCEE should be sustained by the consortium, by the colleges that are benefiting, and that's when we formed the consortium. And now we have a group of 75 colleges that help us financially sustain the program. In addition to these face-to-face workshops, which are obviously the most best way to communicate and to transfer expertise, we have a virtual academy. Every week we run 2 to 3 webinars by experts around the world, including from India. And these are recorded and accessible to consortium members, and these have been very popular. We've so far run more than 500 webinars, some of them in the form of mini courses, and some of them actually have certificates associated with them. In 2010, one of the colleges, PPB College of Engineering and Technology, became a autonomous, and they had actually had a roadmap since 2008 to become for a 10-year roadmap to become autonomous and then eventually become a university. So now they are a university. In 2008, they had already started planning for this, and so they sent a large number of their faculty to our workshops in 2008 and several faculty to 2009, and this allowed them to build up the capacity among their faculty to actually deal with autonomy, make change in the curriculum, and do various things to improve the quality of teaching and learning processes. And so they came to me in 2013 and said we need to have a conference where they can share what they've done and learn so that they can describe their successes and failures, and others can learn from what they've done, and they can in turn learn from what other colleges have been doing over the years to improve the quality of engineering education. So that's what started our conference series, the first one in January 2014. Now the theme of this conference is to connect, share, and transform. The second conference was held in Bangalore, and at the BMS College of Engineering, and then we had the third conference at College of Engineering Pune in January 2016. 1,000 participants, mostly faculty, presenting papers or coming to listen to others, 40 international guests, and lots of interactions leading to transformations in engineering education. The fourth conference is aimed at spreading the word in different parts of India. So we have them in a sequence. Vantamar College of Engineering, Hyderabad from January 6th to 8th. RK University, January 9th and 10th. Manipal University, January 11th and 12th. This is in January of 2017. So we hope to get almost 1,500 to 2,000 participants combined in all 3 locations. So there is a significant movement towards faculty and members of industry working together along with international guests to actually build the quality of engineering education in various institutions all over India. At the same time, we've launched a journal which allows faculty to publish what they're doing in their classroom, how they're transforming. So this is an opportunity for engineering education research and practice to be shared with each other. And this is in collaboration with one of our colleges, Hyderabad Institute of Technology. So we have a journal online and in print, which is called the Journal of Engineering Education Transformations. A big part of what we do, what IUCEE does, is really to connect the faculty and administrators and in these engineering colleges to a worldwide network so that they can learn from the best practice around the world. So we have them participate in the Global Engineering Deans Council conferences. There's one coming up in Korea in November 2016. The International Federation of Engineering Education Societies, they have the WEEP 2016 coming up. Then the American Society of Engineering Education and various other global networks are connected to our leadership and faculty so that they become more aware of what's needed to be successful on a global stage. One thing that we have realized very early is that the teaching is a skill. There needs to be training and certification. And so with our friends at IGIP, International Society of Engineering Education in Austria, we have launched a certification program. We've run 3 pilots of this. Again, some support provided by Microsoft. The idea is that you have to have some deep learning and practice in the teaching and learning pedagogy, and so we have a phase 1, which is a face-to-face workshop, 3 days, where they learn about teaching and learning principles, pedagogy, course curriculum design, Bloom's taxonomy, learning styles of the students, They learn how to deliver the content in a more active mode through active learning, collaborative learning, projects-based learning. They learn how to use technology and in various ways, and then they learn how to assess the outcomes of the various activities in their classrooms. So they do this in a 3-day workshop, and then they have a laboratory version of it in a phase 2 through online modules where they actually implement some of these concepts in their classroom and report back through a course website and interact with international international experts from mostly around the world, such as from Purdue University and Virginia Tech and Rowan University and Arizona State, Michigan Tech. And in that process, they learn how to implement a lot of things that they learned in phase 1. They keep a record of what they've done in the form of teacher portfolio, and in phase 3, they present this and get certificates. We've done a pilot with about 103 of educators last year, and we hope to scale it up very shortly. In addition, we offer several courses for them to learn to engage in a deeper manner. We've had courses on project management, outcome-based education, integrated projects and design, into core engineering courses, how to do research, publish and review engineering education. And as a result of that, we've also formed a partnership with the EPICS in Purdue, Engineering Projects and Community Service, this partnership has just started. With several of our consortium institutions are now part of this partnership, and so that's an exciting thing that's moving along. Obviously, everything is all about the students, and so we have several students activities. They attend global student forums. They have Indian student forums, and they have regional student forums. They organize themselves. So these are students from our various consortium institutions that actively interact with each other, with faculty, and with international groups of students. More recently, we have realized that the ecosystem that we provide outside the institutions must be supplemented by an ecosystem within the institutions, and therefore we have the concept of a Gurukul, which kind of models itself after the centers for teaching and learning and the centers for engineering education that we have in different parts of the world. So this is the focus of this is to enhance or motivate faculty to engage in engineering education research culture, to find different ways to engage with the industry and improve the curriculum, to find more efficient ways to govern and manage so that the faculty get rewarded appropriately, recognized for doing these kinds of things, and of course address the very important aspect of outcomes-based education, which is required not merely to satisfy the needs of the accreditation agency, but actually to bring about a radical change in the learning by the students. So that's really what I wanted to brief you about, and I thank you for your time.